Scarcity is the basic economic problem where unlimited wants exceeds the amount of limited resources. Four factors of production is land, human effort, human capital, and physical capital. Examples of those are minerals, labor, like physical, like production. Economic systems is free market, which is like supply and demand. Advantages in that is it's efficient. Disadvantages is market failure and inequality. Command economy, which the central government controls production. There's lack of consumer choice though, but it could receive large goals. Traditional economy is based on customs and traditions. The advantages are stability and resistance to change and low productivity. Opportunity costs and trade-offs, those are the value of the next best alternative. Trade-offs are alternatives given up. Opportunity cost would be the example of choosing to study over watching TV. Profit, that's financial gain when revenue exceeds total cost. Shortage is lack of good due to market conditions. Scarcity is a permanent condition due to limited resources. Self-interest in free markets is personal gain based on economic decisions. Supply and demand laws. Law of supply means law. Higher prices lead to more supply. Law of demand, higher prices lead to less demand. If prices are expected to rise, demand increases now. And supply, if prices are expected to rise, supply decreases. The demand curve is what shows the relationship between price and quantity demanded. Supply curve, which shows the relationship between price and quantity supplied. Equilibrium is where supply equals demand, balancing price and ranges. Elasticity is when what changes when price changes, like luxury goods. Inelastic is when supply/demand changes with little price change, like necessities. Marginal analysis. Marginal benefit. Marginal benefit is the additional benefit from consuming more than one unit. Marginal cost is the additional cost of producing more than one unit. Law of diminishing marginal returns. Adding more factor decreases more productivity. Production possibilities frontier is a graph that shows the maximum possible output combinations. Market controls is price ceiling, which is the maximum price, like rent control. Price floor is the minimum price, like minimum wage. Unemployment times, seasonal, that is affected by year, like holiday workers. Structural, skills mismatch, like automation. Frictional, long-term transitions, like recent graduates. Cyclical, which is due to economic downturns. Policies, the monetary policy is which bank controls money supply, like interest rates. Fiscal policy is when the government adjusts spending and taxes. GDP is the total market value of all goods and services produced. Nominal GDP is current prices. Real GDP is adjusted for inflation. Taxes, flat tax, same rate for all income levels. Progressive tax, higher income, higher rate. Regressive tax, higher income, lower rate. Business cycle, peak at the maximum output, trough at its lowest point. Expansion, economic growth. Recession, economic decline. Investment, interest rates, borrowing, investing, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, varying risk, return, and liquidity. Golden metals, hedge against inflation but low return. Economic theories, active against government intervention. Classical, market self-regulate. Supply side, focused on boosting production. Entrepreneur is someone that takes risks to starting a business and good services, drives innovation and economic growth. Price ceiling is a legal maximum price for a good and service. Rent control in cities, making housing affordable, but it could lead to shortages. Plus, for a legal minimum price for a good and services, minimum wage protect workers, could lead to surpluses or unemployment. Employment types, I already said this, but seasonal, structural, frictional, and cyclical. Labor force is the total number of people employed or actively seeking work. Wages, demand for labor, new industries, supply of labor, population changes, and productivity and skill levels. Minimum wages is the lowest legal wage an employer could pay. Poverty threshold is the minimum income needed to meet basic needs. Monetary policy, central banks' actions control money and supply interest rates. Fiscal policy, the government use of spending and taxation to influence the economy, which is set by the Congress and President. Tools like this increase tax cuts, government spending adjustments. Tight money policy is the monetary policy to reduce inflation by limiting the money supply. How? Raise interest rates, sell government securities. Slows economic growth but controls inflation. Easy money policy is monetary money to stimulate the economy by increasing money. Lower interest rates could cause inflation though. GDP is gross domestic product, which is the total value / goods and services produced by a country. Because consumers, which is consumer spending plus investment plus government spending plus exports and imports. It measures the economic growth and health. Real GDP is adjusted for inflation, reflects true economic growth. Nominal GDP is not adjusted for inflation. Durable goods is goods that last extended year, like cars and appliances. Inflation is increase of price over time. Purchasing power, the money in goods and services it could buy. Fixed income is income that doesn't adjust with inflation. Income taxes is taxes on individual or corporate earnings. Tax systems, flat tax, which is same rate for all income levels. Progressive tax, high rates for higher income levels. Regressive tax, higher burden on low income earners. Interest rates, borrowing and lending. Borrowing, higher rates discourage loans, lower rates encourage borrowing. Lending, higher rates incentivize savings, reduce returns. Compound interest is earned both on principal and for you cooked. Stocks, high risk, high return. Bonds, low risk, fixed return. Mutual funds, diverse portfolio, moderate risk. Investing in gold, the reasons why it's bad is because hedge and currency fluctuates. Low return though. Keynesian economic theory advocates for active government intervention during recessions. Classical markets self-regulate through supply and demand. Supply side focuses on reducing taxes and regulation to produce production. Invisible hand is Adam Smith's concept that self-interest in free markets lead to societal benefit. The significance of it explains how markets could operate efficiently without central control.